As Ryan Clark made clear on First Take, it's starting to look like Kevin Stefanski never believed in him from the beginning. He said, "I'm going to say this straight up. Kevin Stefanski never really messed with Shedeur Sanders from the start." Stephen A. leaned forward. Dan Orlovsky raised his eyebrows, almost surprised at how direct Ryan was willing to go. And then Ryan continued.
Sanders is right there starving and waiting for an opportunity. So I looked at it like that, and I just said to myself, okay, but that's how it goes. You know, Joe Flacco's a veteran. You know, Kevin Stefanski, knows what he's doing as a coach, etc. But then something like this happens. We're supposed to sit here and believe that Bailey Zappi is a guy that's the QB2 on this squad. Really, that's what we're doing now? I just find that to be a bit fishy. And so, Dillon Gabriel obviously is your QB1. He's a guy that has earned the opportunity to do that. Mina pointed out last week accurately so. He had a better performance in the preseason than Shedeur Sanders did. I get that part. Shedeur Sanders played well, albeit against Carolina.
This kid came into Cleveland with the hype, with the pedigree, and yeah, with the name. But what he didn't come in with was a coach who actually wanted him. Stefanski didn't want him drafted. That was a front office move. And when that happens, it's already a setup. You can tell by how they've handled him since day one. Those words struck hard because they reflected what fans had already started suspecting. Throughout the preseason, Shedeur Sanders looked composed, accurate, and confident in every rep he got. Reporters praised his field vision and his maturity under pressure. But even after showing promise in multiple appearances, he was still stuck behind names that most analysts didn't expect to see holding a clipboard, let alone QB2, including Bailey Zappi. That's when the confusion started. Why was Shedeur, arguably one of the most naturally gifted rookie passers in the league, not getting second-string reps? Ryan Clark connected the dots for everyone watching. "This ain't about competition," he said. "This is about politics. Stefanski's trying to control a locker room that's already shaky. And the easiest way to do that? Keep the spotlight away from the one player who naturally attracts it." He was talking about Shedeur's presence. From his college days under Deion Sanders at Colorado, Shedeur wasn't just a quarterback. He was a brand, a symbol of a new kind of athlete who understands both the business and the game. His name alone brings cameras. But that spotlight can make some coaches uncomfortable, especially ones who prefer quiet systems and predictable hierarchies. Kevin Stefanski is exactly that type of coach. Stephen A. Smith jumped in, adding even more fuel to the fire. "Ryan, I agree with you, brother. You look at how Stefanski runs this team, he's methodical, he's careful, sometimes too careful. You're telling me he's got Shedeur Sanders, a guy who can stretch the field, who can handle pressure, and instead he's letting him rot on the bench behind a guy who's still figuring out how to throw a slant route? That don't make sense." Dan Orlovsky tried to cool things down, saying the Browns might be protecting Shedeur from too much early pressure. But Ryan wasn't having it.
If we had this much excitement on the sideline, the players are responding differently. The fans are responding differently. Everybody is chiming in a little differently when this man is up under center. It's not like he's incapable because he showed that. What I'm saying is, if you would have gave half of the treatment that you've given Dillon Gabriel, what would that look like? And it is abundantly clear that he's going to say the right things. He's going to put on and, oh, yeah, well, we're making it about young man development. You're not making it about young man development. When you sit up here having a guy who's been up under your tutelage going on for 6 months and you haven't developed him the right way, Coach of the Year. And I like Stefanski, but it's no person that I'm not going to sit up here and talk about, whether it's Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Kevin Stefanski, Kevin Patullo. It does not matter. You get the same thought process that I deem. And I'm like, nah, bro, that's not right. And you know it's not right. And it's just given what we see.
You see, this is the kind of stuff right here that brings tears to my eyes right now. I'm getting a little bit emotional. Because this is what I'm talking about. That's all I was asking. See, then let America know. I
asked Dan a question. And see, this is the part that's so slick about Dan. And Woody, it depends on what he's wearing. When he's wearing a suit, he goes political. When he just got on a shirt, then he a little bit more raw. But he gets political when he get on a suit, Shay. That's who he is. He becomes a little bit more
I'm not gonna let y'all do that. I'm not gonna let y'all do that.
In Dio's case, Woody. In Dio's case, listen, brilliant football mind. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, the brilliance overtakes you because you are a brilliant football mind, Dio. I'm proud to call you a colleague, my brother. I learn from you every day. But here's the problem. You're also a very nice guy. And you're very, very nice. And this man knows that Kevin Stefanski is a hell of a coach, okay? And he knows that. But the flip side to it, because he's so exceptional, there's a reality that comes to his position. And when you hear all the noise emanating out of Cleveland, you know good and damn well, again, you ain't going nowhere. Your damn season's over. The teammates are on the sideline, hyped over what they're seeing. The one thing, yeah, you guys scored the touchdowns, I got it. But you don't sit up there and take Shedeur Sanders out. You throw him into the Lions den. Throw him right in there. Let's find out what he does near the goal line. Let's find out what decision he'll make. Let's find out.
But that's not going to change your perspective. Here's my whole thing with you guys with this Shedeur and Stefanski situation. Stefanski can do no right by you guys in this situation.
That's not true.
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 That's a lie.
And I don't want to put words in your mouth. I'm trying to be very respectful here.
No.
You guys are implying that he intentionally took Shedeur out of the game from like the 1 yard line?
I didn't say that. I did not say that.
No.
I did not say
That's
that.
not what I'm implying.
He asked why instead of finding out.
That's right.
Why take Shedeur out when you're trying to see what Shedeur
But they've done that before this year, Stephen A. Like the Browns have done that before.
No.
All right.
No. Earlier you got a season. The season's over. What you're trying to find out now, what Cleveland wants to know about now, is Shedeur. You want him in every situation imaginable because you want to see what he does.
Having Shedeur run a play or two from the 1 yard line, is that going to?
No. I'm with you, Danny O. Okay. But what I'm saying is we've seen certain things. Let's not make it about this game.
I think your point is fair.
Okay.